Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Madden, and I usually say I'm an artist, but I think this time it's fair to say that I am an actual crazy person. So I am sitting on the floor, coming to you with a very different video than I had planned for this week. I was planning on doing a Start My New Sketchbook With Me video, because that's what made sense. I finished my sketchbook, I did a sketchbook tour, then I start my next sketchbook, right? But if you saw the title before clicking on this video, that's not what's happening, clearly. We'll get into everything next, because you know that I'm rearranging my studio by now. The reason I'm doing that now instead of later is because I have a serious problem. I have a problem with free antiques. And depending on where you live, you might be like, how does someone even develop a problem with free antiques? Are people just throwing antiques on the sides of the road for free? Yes! Yes, that is what happens in my town. That is very normal where I live to see 80-year-old, 100-year-old, possibly more year-old antiques on the side of the road for free. People will just give them away here. Yeah, that's my thing. Antique furniture, free antique furniture that I see sitting on the side of the road, and I want to save it. It's a problem. So now we own, in this house, we have 4 desks now. But I think I've been rambling long enough. I think it's time to show you the desk, because it's kind of incredible. Okay, so this desk is fucking monstrous. One day, after getting back from getting groceries, I get in the house and I need to take a look at that desk. I won't take it, I'm just gonna take a look. So I went out, I saw it, and I took a real look at it, and then the people getting rid of it were outside, and they saw me and they said hi, and they told me about this desk. This desk used to sit downtown in a historic building downtown. I am extremely attached to my hometown. I love the history, and I think that a big part of what I find aesthetically pleasing is informed by growing up in this town full of Victorian-era buildings, surrounded by antiques, even though I grew up poor. It was owned by I think she said it was her grandfather, and this is not a, young lady. I'm not very good at judging ages. Older than 40. And she said it was owned by her grandfather. I'm a sucker for history. I'm a sucker for things attached to my town. And this is a pretty incredible piece. As you can see, I fit on top of it. No, I'm not a very big person, but I'm also not, exceptionally tiny. It is 33 inches deep. That is a huge desk, and it is so large that we had to turn it on its side to get it through the door. This thing probably weighs around 200 pounds, and I'm estimating that based on the fact that I can lift about my body weight. It's not easy, but I can, and my boyfriend can also lift about his body weight. So between us, we were able to just lift it. But anyway, I'm going to get down and get you some detail shots of this desk, because it's very cool. First, I'm going to show you the fact that it is a roll-top desk. Now, the roll-top is a little stiff, and if I let it down all the way, it will get a little stuck, and it'll be kind of annoying to fix it. So I'm not going to pull it down all the way, but I will show you it. Basically, until the last 2 inches, it moves so smoothly. And I'm thinking just cleaning that will help a lot with it not getting stuck. It has a metal plate here with the brand on it. I will show you that in detail in just a second. It has 3 drawers here. They're very interesting because they're shaped like this. There is this cabinet, which I thought was locked. It is not locked, which is brilliant. this cabinet here, which has a photo in the front, which I think is showing local logging. And then we have another drawer over here, a little cubby, which has something in it that I'm going to try and get out. Cubby, cubby, cubbies. I'm bumping into something. More cubbies. Another drawer. A whole spot back there for storage under there. There's another drawer here. It's very, very shallow, but I don't mind that. I'm just going to have trouble finding organizational things that are low enough. Alright, we can see that this says Clemco desk, made in Chicago, USA. That's very, very nice. I wish I could show you the locking mechanism on this because it's very cool. Alright, we can see the photograph right there. It's very, very cool. Cubbies, receipts, all of this, and that other drawer. And then if we go a little lower, the drawer, and we've got these drawers over here. And the cool thing about this, I'm gonna move this plant. It's got a slide out, for extra space, which is amazing. And then these drawers, which have a locking mechanism, so that when the desktop is down, these drawers are locked. You can't open them, but when it's open, you can open the drawers, and that's so cool. That's so fucking cool. Now, I have no idea how in or out of focus this is, because at that height up, I can't see I can't actually, like, see the, monitor very well, but, as you can probably tell, as I've tried to show, getting this in here has turned this into a disaster zone. But I want to get as much done as possible today because... Okay, I took my sweater off because I was too hot. Now, I don't have that much time to get this totally finished because I have family coming to visit in not too long. I also have another video I really want to film. Like I said, I really want to film a Start My Sketchbook With Me video. I don't have a ton of time. Yeah, none of that was in focus, I'm sorry. I don't trust autofocus to not do nauseating things. I'm planning on putting the mat board back here between this desk and the wall because there's this little useless space back here, so I might as well make it a useful space. I don't recommend developing hobbies if you live in a tiny space. Oh look, more books. I need to read more, because if I read these, I can get rid of them. I kind of need to pee, but I cannot get out of this room. So, yoga mat go. Eat. Hope I didn't break that. Okay, I was worried that that would block the dresser drawers, but actually it doesn't at all, so that's good. Okay, I don't think that's gonna work. Alright, so it is multiple days later after the last time I checked in. Family visit is over. I did not get anything finished before they got here, but I did solidify kind of a plan about what I want to do with some of the bigger items, and I am determined to get this finished as soon as possible. So, we're gonna do the big things today, and we'll proceed from there.
Quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Not that early.
Mm-hmm. Ouch. did not expect it to take this long to do this studio rearrangement, makeover, whatever. And to be frank, I'm still not done. There are a couple more things I'd like to do, but they're not urgent and they don't make it unusable. Today is the day where I finally got the studio usable. I did a lot of different things. I moved the plants around quite a bit. I even brought some in that weren't in here before, and I'm really enjoying the atmosphere it's creating. I moved the ponies around. I really struggled with where to put them. It was in combination with the plants. I didn't know where to put the plants, where they would get enough light. I really considered putting the grow light I have in here, the plant light, but ultimately I just, with such low ceilings in this room and it being such a bright light, I knew I would just end up with a very, very bright corner. Like one blindingly bright corner. There was a lot of back and forth. I really did spend a couple of days on this just frozen with decision paralysis, and maybe I should have just tried things, but when it comes to moving that many books, eventually you just get fed up. And then the other concern with the ponies is that they kind of have the opposite needs of the plants. The plants need light, but the ponies really should not be in direct light. They're like any other kind of art. They should be stored away from direct light. I knew that ultimately I only really had like 2 options that really worked with what I needed this space to do. So ultimately they ended up above my desk. At first I really didn't like it. I didn't like how the shelves felt like they were kind of hovering over my desk. But ultimately the desk is so wide, it's not a big deal. I'm sitting quite far away from them. And I really like it. The wall is the perfect size. I'm not totally happy with it, but it's good enough for now, and I decided I needed to just be okay with it for now because otherwise I would never get it done. And I do want to replace one of the shelves at some point anyway, so it doesn't really matter if it's perfect right now, so long as it works and it keeps the space clean and I still get to look at them and enjoy them. That's what matters. And someday I'll find my perfect wooden shelf that will look really beautiful and hang really nicely. It was really tricky to find a spot for everything because I wasn't just rearranging furniture I already owned, I was switching out furniture, and so I needed to completely reevaluate where a lot of things went. I do think I'm really going to enjoy this new desk for my non-artsy stuff. It's really nice to just have little cubbies for absolutely everything. That's what I struggle with when it comes to paperwork and organization. Stuff ends up stacked on top of each other and I never see it and I totally forget about it, and this really feels like it's going to help me avoid that. It's so deep that I can slide my laptop totally out of the way without needing to set anything on top of it to use the whole space if I need more space for art or whatever. I'm really liking this desk for that sort of thing. I'm using the typewriter cabinet as a bookshelf for my large books, my large art books, and my art paper. Finally, after ages and ages, after getting the ponies in their spots and getting the plants where they go, I got the dresser top, the top of the dresser totally cleared off, and I tried putting out an antique tapestry that I have, rolling it out on there because it was the perfect size, and it looked so good, it looked so beautiful, but I was just looking at that and I was like, I can't use this like this, I can't take this. I don't know if it's actually monetarily precious, okay, but to me, this is a very precious antique. This is a fabulous extant textile. It's got metallic threads, it's got multicolored threads woven through it, it's in really good shape. I just could not bring myself to keep it there and let it experience wear and tear and potentially get dirty and be touched so much and be exposed to so much UV light. Light is especially bad for textiles. So I took it off. It looked so beautiful, but I couldn't leave it there. I'm going to maybe look into selling it. As much as I would love to keep it, I just don't have anywhere in my house to display it because my house has a lot of windows, so I had like the one spot where I was kind of okay with keeping it, and now I'm using that for something else, so I think I'm going to have to try and find a way to pass it on to someone. I'm not an expert in antiques, but I've seen enough of them to know that that's a pretty unique piece. I have a full-length mirror. I know exactly where I want to put it. I'd really love to hang that up. I have another small mirror that I'd really love to put somewhere. It probably won't end up in the studio, but it is sitting in the studio for the moment because there's so much room under the desk that I've just stuck it all the way in the back of the foot space under the desk because there's plenty of room. I moved the mirror. I didn't think I could get that up there on my own, but I did. I had to like climb on top of the desk and balance it on my knee and get it on, you know, one of the hooks and then like wrestle it up onto the second hook and get it all straightened out. But I did that without incident. I built a little funky shelf that I've been wanting to build for quite a while, and things aren't perfectly ideal. There are a couple of unfinished projects taking up a lot of space. Like over here, you can see a little bit of a cardboard box. That's my sweater. It's not finished. I don't have the yarn to finish that. Once I finish it, that won't be there. I'd like to finish this blanket, which is below it, at some point, and then that won't be in here, and that will free up some space. There are a couple things I just don't have a spot for, so they're just tucked over here, and if I really need to get into the bottom drawers of this dresser, I can just move it out of my way. But I can edit videos, and I can work on art, and I genuinely think this space is becoming quite beautiful, so I'm pretty happy with it. Alrighty, we get a phone outro for this video because I forgot to record it on the camera, and that is too much of a hassle for a single video clip. So, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed watching Studio Makeover. If you did, please like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and leave a saucy comment in the comment section below. It really helps me out an absolute ton. It doesn't even need to be a long comment. It can be an emoji, but it all helps with the algorithm and helps with getting my videos out there, and I would super appreciate it. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye!